Hey guys, Jesse504 here, coach of the Chicago Bearticks, bringing you my Week 3 matchup in the Westeros International League. This week we're up against Alyssa and the Boston Snobs, and she is currently 1 week behind, so she's 1-0 against my 1-1. We've played a bunch of close games this season, so it's going to be fun. So her roster consists of Gliscor, Ferrothorn, Tapu Fini, Cresselia, Megamanectric, Flygon, Centiskorch, Cryogonal, Alolan Persian, Weezing, and Furfrou. So her roster is Stally, which I feel like I actually have the tools to break, but Stall is pretty much my least favorite archetype, and if you draft Stall, you should be kicked out of your leagues. No offense. That's just kind of how I feel. So this week, I kind of just had to bring a bunch of big breakers to try to hit through her team. So up first, I brought Infernape, Choice Band set this week, Iron Fist, Close Combat, U-Turn, Fire Punch, and EQ. However, looking at her team, I don't know if I need the EQ, and I think Gunk Shot might be better to hit the Finny, and that's going to be kind of important. So I'm going to go ahead and add Gunk Shot. I had that in my notes to add earlier, I just didn't do it. And up next, Mega Alakazam. Magic Guard Pre-Mega, which is going to be pretty much every week. Calm Mind Psychic, Focus Blast, Shadow Ball. Pretty standard for my Mega Alakazam this week. Psychic plus Shadow Ball plus Focus Blast can do a lot to the entire team. So if I get a Calm Mind up and the Flygon isn't Scarfed, it should just be a victory from there, except the Gliscor is pretty bulky and the Cresselia is as well. So those are both things to watch out for, and we also have to hit a Focus Blast on the Ferrothorn. And up next, we got Poster Child, the Landorus Therian, with Intimidate this week. Defog, EQ, Knockoff, Sword Stance. So basically, don't have like a full like dual dance Landorus this week or anything, but it's kind of just more of a bulky Landorus. However, if I do get a Sword Stance up, it can start chunking through her team. Cresselia could be a decent switch in, except Knockoff will 2-hit KO if I do have a Sword Stance up. And nothing else really wants to take anything. And it'll also knock off the Choice Scarf on the Flygon, which I assume is a bring this week, like almost a must bling. And up next, Tapu Koko, there are the Fantastic Four, my fearsome foursome for the week. Tapu Koko, Choice Scarf this week, just guaranteed to be the fastest thing, because the only thing that's faster on her team is Megamanectric, which can't hold a choice item, because it has to hold the Megastone. Electric Surge, obviously. Close Combat, Play Rough, U-Turn, Wild Charge. Again, just a standard physical set, hits most of the team super effectively. And for the rest, it just does enough damage. And so this is good because on the possible Choice Flygon this week, the Choice Scarf Flygon, which again, I think is a must bring. The combination of Landorus Therian and Tapu Koko really shut it down pretty well, because if she locks into either Dragon move or Ground move, I'll have the immunity. And up next as my rocker this week, pretty much Registeel, Leftovers, Clear Body for the ability, Stealth Rock, Iron Defense, Body Press, Toxic. Pretty standard, just got to get rid of that Misty Terrain before I can Toxic anything. And I don't really want to be Toxicing the Gliscor, or obviously the Pharaoh can't take it. But a Toxic on Cresselia could be nice. A Toxic on Megamanectric or on Flygon could also be influential. I can take hits from Flygon even though it's super effective, and Body Press does a lot. It's just off of that 150 base defense, just does a lot. Iron Defense can, if I can get those up, like let's say the Flygon locks into Dragon move, Iron Defense up, start Body Pressing, taking lives. And then Stealth Rock, just pretty standard. Last but not least, this is kind of my interesting set of the week. Dragalge, AV, Adaptability, Sludge Wave, Draco Meteor, Scald, Shadow Ball. So, you may think, why are you bringing Dragalge when there's that obvious Scarf Flygon coming? But this Dragalge can pretty much 1v1 any member on Alyssa's team, barring really the Ferrothorn, but the Ferrothorn can't really do much back to me. Additionally, with this investment, I can live a Choice Scarf move from the Flygon, and then I can KO it back guaranteed. So this thing can come in on the Flygon and kind of just laughs in its face almost, but this team, I feel like it gives me a pretty good shot this week, but see you guys in the battle. Alrighty, I'll be bringing you a post-game for this Week 3 matchup, because unfortunately I had some family stuff come in the middle of the match, and I didn't really want to edit out a good chunk of the match. Rather, I'll just give my sort of play-by-play. So, alrighty. So we start off the battle, and so this battle we had already played the first 4 turns because she accidentally brought the wrong sets when she was just looking over some stuff, which I don't blame her. I'll just replay it. Be courteous, just, we're just playing Pokemon. We can have some fun. So this week I saw no Flygon in the team preview, which really helped out. Instead, she opted for Cryogonal, which didn't really have the best matchup. Most of my team can OHKO it or do big damage to it at the very least. It does have Levitate as an ability, making it a very solid Lando T-check. But other than that, it wasn't really that good. Like, Infernape OHKOs it, Mega Alakazam OHKOs it, Coco OHKOs it, Registeel OHKOs it, and so it just didn't really have the greatest matchup. I understand that it was there for the Landorus, but in my opinion, I feel like a Flygon could have came and offered more offensive pressure that would have put me on the back foot. So this opening turn wasn't really the greatest. I was trying to decide if I go CC or if I go U-turn, but I kind of just wanted to U-turn out, get a little bit of chip, bring in my Registeel. So in this situation, I don't really know what a Ferrothorn could do to touch me too much, so I just decided to set up Iron Defense, which this was supposed to be like my way of answering the Flygon if it has like an Earthquake that it's locked into, because I'd be able to Iron Defense up, it wouldn't do that much, and then I could get big damage off with a Body Press. However, the Leech Seed's just kind of here to stall me out, get a little bit of health off of that Registeel. So now she goes Crest on the Body Press. That was pretty obvious. Doing 17%. Rocky Helmet Crest, just getting a little bit of chip on me. And then, so now I see that I'm not really doing that much, but I kind of want to just Toxic the Crest, get it a little bit of chip on it. That's what I was going to do, because that really felt important for me being able to wear it down as it starts to set up Cosmic Powers. So now I go into the Lando. Just, this thing has knockoff this week, specifically to handle the Crest. So I decide, Toxic will start racking up. I can set up a Swords Dance, and at this point, Toxic will be doing like 18%. She goes for the Moonlight, which I didn't really get that much, but I kind of understand it. So now I knock off here, get rid of that Rocky Helmet, which helps out. She goes for the Calm Mind, which was, again, like, I assume that this was like a stored power variant this week. However, getting the Toxic on it meant that it was on a tough timer, and that kind of works against stored power sets. So now she goes Cryogonal, and I decide I just want to preserve my Landorus, go into my Registeel, because I'm a pretty specially defensive Registeel. I can take any really hit from her team, other than like maybe Fire Move from Manectric. So she goes into the Gliscor. I just set my rocks. In hindsight, it maybe wasn't the best play. I could have done something else because the rocks weren't that effective. So on her sub, I go Iron Defense. And now I think that a Body Press will be able to break sub. It doesn't. Unfortunately, she crits me, which kind of wears me down a lot because I already set up my defense. So that did 20% there off of the crit, which means it would have done about 13 normally, so it would have done like 6% if it didn't crit. So that was pretty helpful for her, but I don't really think it matters. So I Body Press thinking that it would break the sub, but unfortunately it didn't. So now I'm staring down a 100% glide score, but you see, like, now it's doing 5%. So I Body Press, get rid of the sub. Now I see another sub coming, and I think that, well, I should probably Iron Defense, because now I can break the subs in one hit. And her knockoff will barely do anything anymore. So now she knocks off 3%, barely anything. I go Body Press, just get rid of that sub. So now, on another probable sub, I decided to just Body Press, get rid of it, start wearing her down 12% at a time, effectively. But she goes for knockoff again. I wanted to see how much the raw Body Press did. It did 33%, which is a good amount. So making subs is the right play, but she goes for knock again. And at this point, I body press. Just now Glasgore's in like 2-hit range. Very much. So since it's in 2-hit range, she protects to try to get some health back. And on the protect iron defense wasn't really a hard to read. More so it was just in the long run, I think it would have done better. So now she goes for the U-turn, does 1%, which is very insignificant, into the Finny, which I go for body press, just do a chunk. At this point, I probably could have saved differential, but I didn't really see the Registeel doing too much else in the match, and I kind of just wanted to play safe, so I wanted to just let it go down. So now I bring in my Dragalge here, just coming in to do work. Obviously, this thing was made to check. It can pretty much go toe-to-toe with any mon other than the Ferrothorn. So she goes for Sludge Wave. Yeah, good play into the Ferrothorn here. When I go for another Sludge Wave, just wanting to try to get rid of the Finny. So now I switch into my Alakazam, and she Leech Seeds me. So the Leech Seed doesn't do anything because of Magic Guard, so I figured, yeah, I won't give her any extra health back. She misses the Toxic, which was kind of important at this point, but it didn't really matter too much. So now I'm Mega, I'll grab the Iron Barb's ability, it doesn't really matter. Go for Focus Blast, actually hit for once, and KO the Ferrothorn, which puts me in a great position to, at this point, just sweep through the rest of her team. She protects here, she has Protect on a lot of her mons, just to try to really wear this thing down. So this Gliscor is going to heal up very quickly. It gets like 25% a turn with Leech Seed and Poison Heal. So it's like back up all the way to like 95% when I try to go for a Psychic and finally knock it out because of that double protect. So she goes Finny, and at this point, yeah, it's just another, she wants to protect it again just to try to get more health. I go for Psychic, and now I just go for Psychic again. It doesn't really matter too much more from this point. And then now she goes Manectric. And she Megas. Intimidate doesn't really matter. Psychic, it's gone. And now I didn't really want to risk any differential. So I just go Psychic instead of probably missing a Focus Blast that would have cost me the game. But she goes for Icy Wind, and seeing that means that, like, yeah, I'm going to win. She's going to try to outspeed me. But it's fine because I can just come in with anything else, like on the Coco on the next turn, be able to take it out. This was a pretty solid Alakazam sweep, which it was like a fun match to play. I was kind of annoyed that stall might have been an issue for my team, but I was able to break it because I have those very strong breakers that were able to come in and help this week. Obviously, kind of Infernape barely did anything, Coco barely did anything, Dragalge barely did anything. Lando did a little bit by getting rid of that Crest. Registeel, of course, was my main wall this game. Didn't really need much else to wall stall, just something that could handle her 2 threats. Then Alakazam just for the big win. So this game was fun to play. I was able to beat a team that could have been one of the top in the league, and now it puts me in a good position. Especially, I'm probably gonna, at this point, I'm a top 5 team, but not all the week 3 games have been played yet, so we'll have to see what happens when that shakes down. But until next time, Jesse504 out.